The studio lights burned bright, reflecting off the polished surfaces of the Capitol's hearing room. The air was heavy with tension, the kind that made every microphone crackle with anticipation. At the center of it all, Senator Kennedy's gaze was fixed on Tim Scott. The room had grown quiet. Journalists leaned forward, cameras whirred, and aides fidgeted nervously. Kennedy's question cut through the silence like a lightning strike. "Senator Scott," Kennedy began, voice steady but filled with a quiet intensity, "why do you oppose reparations for Black Americans, yet support farm subsidies that largely benefit wealthy, white landowners?" The question hung in the air. It was not just policy, it was principle. Not just politics, it was morality. Scott, normally composed, felt a flicker of unease. He had prepared talking points, rehearsed phrases, even carefully measured pauses. But Kennedy's words carried more than logic, they carried history, a collective wound that refused to heal. Tim Scott took a deep breath. "Senator Kennedy," he said, his voice calm, "I support policies that I believe create opportunity for everyone. Farm subsidies, they support agriculture and the economy. Reparations, I believe, are divisive and difficult to administer fairly." Kennedy's eyes narrowed slightly, not in anger, but in disbelief that decades of struggle could be condensed into a phrase so sterile, so clinical. She leaned forward, hands clasped, and the room seemed to shrink. "Senator, with all due respect, farm subsidies disproportionately benefit people who already have wealth, land, and access to capital. Reparations, on the other hand, would help rectify centuries of systemic oppression that stole wealth, homes, and lives from Black Americans. How can you claim fairness in one case but not the other?" Scott shifted uncomfortably. He wanted to respond with certainty, but the moral gravity of Kennedy's words struck him harder than he anticipated. Across the room, reporters scrib.